Welcome to Chem 2A, Summer 2025 at Woodland Community College. I am your instructor, Mike Ferguson, and the purpose of this video is to orient you to the class. So I have the Canvas page, and I know there are some things that says spring. It's going to be changed to summer when you see it, of course. And of course, this video, it said spring, it's going to be summer because I'm recording it as right now as I speak, right? So here is the main page of the class, and here's me, and you can see there's a giant panda there. That's actually kind of an adolescent panda. I met him in China, in the Chengdu province, and I spent like $250 to spend a few minutes with a panda. That's they smell like bamboo, and they're not very soft. They're kind of coarse fur. They kind of feel like horses, if you're wondering. So it was my few minutes with a panda. So, okay. So, orienting to the class, and here we are in the home page. Some things you might want to click on announcements. We're not going to have any announcements except for the welcome class right now, but I'm going to go into the modules, show you how the class works. So I have the course broken up into modules. You can also look at the Meet Your Instructor video that I mentioned. I introduced myself, and also I go over the syllabus talk in another one. So the syllabus is right here, so about the course syllabus. So if you go through these, you can navigate through Canvas like this, and here are some important links. You can press next, or you can go back to the course. So here are the good information there. There's the Meet Your Instructor as promised. And okay, so you're starting the course. Let's talk about what's due this week. So the meet and greet discussion, and I use these to track the attendance the first week. So initially on Wednesday, you introduce yourself. You can do it this way, and then you have 3 different peer replies due by Friday. And here's the rubric that's used to grade you, and also please use netiquette when you do this. So more and more online interactions are becoming common, especially collaboration in industry, so done very, very frequently. And one of the things I'm hoping in this class is to help to teach you how you should interact with people, and not only that, make people want to work with you. So I'm hoping that you want to work with me. Maybe I like to think that way. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but hopefully you do feel welcomed and encouraged to join this class and study more and more about chemistry and the study of matter and its changes, right? So I know you're here because you have to be here. So I understand that, but hopefully you're enjoying this as much as you can. So this is the first assignment. Also with this, you need to set yourself up with mastering chemistry. So let me move on in this. And here's the course syllabus. I'm not going to go over that because I have a whole video dedicated to that. And here are the lesson release dates. I also go over the syllabus. Basically, 8-week classes. Everything's kind of done in 2-week chunks. So where each 2 weeks you get a quarter of the term, basically. And then we keep on going. Student support services. So very important. If you find yourself not having your basic needs being met, like if you can't eat, if you can't find housing, there's no way you can do well in this class, right? I mean, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You need to take care of basic needs first. If you're having any issues with this, here are some things that can help you out. If not, also, it's not this page. This is for students. Yeah, we have all these things here. Okay. So, here's the basic needs there. So if you do need that. Health center, especially mental health. If you're dealing with crippling mental health, there's no way. I mean, just from one human being to another, right? It's tough when you're dealing with those issues. So we have services to help you out. If you're having you can work through me. You can work through the websites here. If you're having other academic issues, you can let me know. Of course, course content issues. That's my speciality. So contact me with that. So, and I also have more information in the syllabus. And okay, I mentioned this all in the syllabus as well, and the student orientation. All right, so hopefully you feel very oriented to the class. I know I went through that pretty quickly, but I also have the syllabus that goes over that. But if you have any questions, let me know. I have a bonus module here to talk about study skills. You don't have to do it, but I find students need help with this. Time management is one that students get hit with pretty hard. Also, test taking. So your tests, they're open note, open book, open everything. But there is a certain skill in taking tests. So hopefully, and these are soft skills as well. So a hard skill is something like solving for the number of moles or balancing a chemical equation. That's a hard skill. A soft skill is something like test taking. That is not necessarily something you're directly looked at. Attitude is another one. Presentability is another soft skill. So these are academic soft skills. And just like in the real world, the soft skills oftentimes are the ones that make or break the person. Okay, so now you've gone through the introduction part of it, and now you're in the chapter. So we'll start with chapter 1. So start with chapter 1, and you can go through, and here's what you need to do for the chapter. And they give you the list of things to do. Now here is the lecture. So I have the lecture here, and if you want the slides, they're right here. So you go through the lecture. Some of the actually all the chapters, there's another one that has problem sets. So here I'll show you. There's not that much for that. So you can see here's chapter 4. Here's the lecture. And then also with that, here is the problem set. So I go over how to solve some of the problems. The lecture is a little longer. I'm a little more longer-winded. When I talk problem sets, I'm just like, here's all you solve the problems. And I kind of go through how to solve the problems and explain them. So it's these are a little bit more quick and to the point. The lecture here, this is me, talking on and on and on about stuff. So some students, they listen to me like when they're doing other things. Lectures are a good time to do that. The problem sets, though, that's when you pay attention. But they're quicker, so it's fine. Okay, so let me go back to chapter 1. You get to the homework, and there's a couple things here. So there's the intro to mastering chemistry. This is not graded. You don't have to do it. But I have it on there to orient you students to it. And you have the problem set. So one of the things you have to do is you have to sign up for Mastering Chemistry. You can see here's the My Lab and Mastering tab here. And you can get here, and here is, of course, this is going to look slightly different for you. And I'm going to the tab here. I'm using a laptop for this. It depends on what platform you use. If you're using your phone, it might look a little differently, or a tablet. So, and you can open My Lab. So some of the things you do, I'm using Firefox. Chrome supposedly is the best. So using Chrome is the one that is optimized for. The other thing you have to do is you have to unblock the pop-ups. So for instance, if you go to here, Intro to Mastering, and you can see here, I'm the instructor, so it's going to look a little differently to me. You as a student, and let's say you're going to work on this, and you see when you click on this, there's a pop-up window. And this is where you do your homework on this. So that's why you need the pop-up windows, because otherwise, if you click on this, the pop-up blocker is going to block it. I find Safari to not work very well on this. So a little bit of tech support with me. Safari seems to be the least functional as far as mastering. Chrome is supposed to be the best, but I'm using Firefox, I know. But that's just my own personal choice. So, but yeah, there's that. But you're going to have to sign up for it, and you should be able to click through here and go through the links and do that. So, with that. And also, I know you'll do the work in mastering. About once a day, the grades will sync. It's not immediate. So don't freak out if you do something your score doesn't appear in your grade book. It will. Well, the nice thing about mastering is I can force it to. So if I press this grade sync here, it'll sync the grades. I can't do that with Labster. It just takes time. So okay, but let me go back to the module. So here I was. We're in chapter 1, and we're in the homework. So in chapter 1, the homework, and you're doing the problem set. And let's say you need help. Here's Pearson support. Also, here's Labster help. But let me go to simulations. You click on here to go to simulations. And I'm not going to press play on the simulations because whenever I do that, it cuts out my audio. But this will do here. And you can work on this right here in Camtasia. Not Camtasia. Whatever this is. Whatever this. Camtasia is my software. Canvas. That's what I'm looking for. So many programs. Canvas. You can work here in Canvas. This works best if you use a computer of some sort, so a laptop or desktop. But you can go through here and the Labsters. Labsters are pretty straightforward. Students usually don't have any issues with it. I also have it set up, so if I can see my grading settings, oh, I guess I don't have it on there. Infinite tries. If you don't like your grade, just redo it. So same thing with the homework. You can redo your homework. So go back to the modules. So now you can see where we're going at. You look at the lectures, you do the homework, you do the Labster simulations, and finally you get to the tests. So here it is, test due June 20th, and instructions, you go here, and then you click on this, and then it'll go to the test. I don't time it. You can spend as much time as you want. You can come back to it. You can work on it and come back to it, and it's open everything. So that's with the tests. And if you run into any problems, just email me and we can figure it out. And I'm not very strict on due dates. I'm not the type of person like, oh, the computer froze or something happened, and I'll work with you. Okay, so we'll work together on this, and you don't have to worry about as a teacher, not going to take my side. I will take your side, and I will work with you. My goal is for you to do well, and I know many people are really scared of chemistry. I mean, I love chemistry. If you look at my welcome video, right, I'm the 4th generation of chemist, and it always made sense to me. So, but I know it's difficult for some people. Well, for most people, and that's okay, and we'll get you through this. Don't worry, and you'll have a strong and supportive instructor through it all who will help you through the little details and whatever life decides to throw at you. And we'll work around that. So don't worry. Although I must say the limit to my grace is it's not even my grace. It's just the end of the term. I can't push back due dates past the end of the term. So when the term is over, that's just when stuff has to be in, and I have to submit a grade. But we can work around. I mean, usually it's very rare that I get an incomplete student. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But anyways, let's go back to the modules. So yeah, okay. So and see here, chapters 1 through 5 and test 1. This is due June 20th, and I know that's one thing about teaching summer and taking summer classes. I've never taken this. I've personally, as a student, I've never taken a class in the summertime. I only took the full semester classes. Teaching them, it feels like a sprint. It must feel like a heck of a sprint with you students. So 2 weeks, and you got 5 chapters and a test and a bunch of simulations. And then another 2 weeks later, you got another test. July 6th. That's a Sunday. I wanted to have your Friday, July 4th, be a fun day for you and not have to worry about chemistry. And then the next batch is due on July 18th, and then everything including the fourth batch and the final, are due on the 31st July, which is the end of term. So I'm pushing it back as far as can go for that. So with the batches there. So hopefully this makes sense. Again, if you get lost, let me know, and I'll do what I can to help you out. Real briefly, so the first week you have this meet and greet discussion that's due, and I'll send an email out with links. So you will also see that as well. And the beginning of every week, you'll get emails, announcements, and the announcements will have links to the assignments as well. So you can go through the assignments, you can go through the Canvas shell and find it. So we have to have a weekly interaction. I always do a video on something new and cool that's going on in the world of science. I usually pick from the American Chemical Society and their publications, but I do a video. I can explain some things about that, and then what I want you to do, just a normal forum, just reply to on it, or you can put a cute fuzzy animal picture. That's fine too. I just need to show that you're following along. You can reply to one of your peers if you want. But although I will not tolerate anything that is derogatory or inflammatory. Well, you can have alternative viewpoints. That's fine. You just have to be respectful. It's important to be respectful with that, and then show proper etiquette, right? So there's a proper way to disagree with people, and it's good to disagree with people, because that you can have different viewpoints, and the science is tentative. So science is very often wrong. So it's what the best guess of what we have at the time is how science, which is kind of scary when we have things like medical technology, which is based off of that. So some things we understand very well, some things we don't understand. So that's just one thing with interesting with science. Chemistry is something that the content of this class is pretty solid. You don't have to worry about that. It's not like, oh, it turns out atoms are not real. Atoms are real, but there are some things, like if you go deeper into things about, well, is quantum mechanics right or string theory right? We don't really know. From what we can see, is quantum is the proper theory right now. But anyways, that's for other discussions. Welcome to the class. Hopefully you are oriented and you understand what's going on. And it's going to be a bit of a rush because it's summertime. But I hope you're ready. I'm ready, and I'm excited. So I'm going to sign off for now. Goodbye.